This alien is somehow both the universe's worst and greatest master of disguise. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 best Roger Smith costumes in American Dad.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we're taking a look at the funniest outfits and characters Roger Smith has put on to blend in with society, although it really should be obvious to everyone that he's not even human. Number 10. Professor Baxter.
I'm Professor Baxter, and you'll be respecting me this semester.
Sick of being viewed as the family's bumbling jester, Roger decides to adopt a more serious persona, drawing inspiration from Adam Sandler in Punch Drunk Love and Jim Carrey in The Majestic. Professor Baxter is especially reminiscent of Robin Williams' dramatic turn in Dead Poets Society. Roger strives to inspire his students by spouting cliché lectures about following your dreams and seizing the day.
You must plunge into the pool of life. But ask yourself, will you jackknife or cannonball?
Wow, he's so smart.
I just ate. I'm gonna wait 30 minutes.
But Roger's teachings have some fatal ramifications, inadvertently encouraging one overly passionate student to kill his dad. Learning his lesson, Roger finds that he might be better off playing the buffoon than trying to pass himself off as an intellectual.
You know, I'm gonna quit trying to do the Majestic and just go back to Ace Ventura.
I killed my dad because of you.
Number 9. Horse Renoir.
You poached my bear!
Seeking wardrobe funds, Roger decides to collect the bounty on Jeff, who's wanted in Florida for drug possession. Hitting the road, he takes on a new character named Horse Renoir. It's evident that Horse was inspired by Dog the Bounty Hunter, what with his sunglasses, black leather ensemble, and head of untamed blonde hair.
Horse Renoir, bounty hunter.
Not much is revealed about Horse's backstory, although his parents were apparently a prostitute and a whore. Roger is known for being whiny and wimpy, and an all-around klutz, but Horse allows him to showcase his badass side. Of course, even at his most hardcore, Roger is still Roger.
That's good.
Why did you do that?
Well, you weren't gonna do anything from a movie.
Number 8. Jenny Fromdabloc.
You gonna play that game or just lean on it?
Roger's sexuality is always depicted as a bit flexible. Under the guise of Steve's New Jersey cousin, Jenny Fromdabloc, Roger takes us to some hilariously uncomfortable places as he goes all the way with Snot. Well, technically Snot makes love to a stress ball, but their relationship is still inappropriate to say the least, as one's roughly around 14 and the other is over 1,601.
What you thinking?
I don't want to tell in front of these guys.
Steve is understandably horrified to see his best friend and alien slipping each other the tongue, becoming determined to break them up. Roger ultimately decides to let Snot down easy by faking Jenny's death in gruesome fashion. Number 7. Sydney Huffman.
I know that all the dark clouds in the world couldn't rain on Sydney Huffman's parade.
Method actors sometimes get too into character, and Roger is no exception. Sydney Huffman is a clean-cut everyman who sounds an awful lot like Jimmy Stewart. Roger gets so deep into character that his alter ego takes on a life of his own. It's a classic split personality tale right out of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Desiring nothing more than to settle down with his girlfriend and make an honest living, Sydney emerges as a sympathetic character we want to see happy. As the old saying goes, however, nice guys finish last, as Sydney gets stabbed in the back by himself.
Oh, cheese and crackers!
Number 6. Roy Rogers Mcfreely.
Roy Rogers Mcfreely is the name. Chairing the Homeowners Association's my game.
Roger has a tendency to stir up a commotion over the most minor inconveniences. When Stan fails to purchase him a bottle of grenadine, Roger creates a new character named Roy Rogers Mcfreely to stick it to the man. Mcfreely commands every room he enters, which allows him to become the new head of the Homeowners Association.
Motion denied unanimously. In your face with a can of mace, make you cry all over the place.
Through his newfound position, Roger abuses his power to undermine Stan at every turn.
But out here, I'm the law. You're in McFreely Town.
An overgrown child in a full-grown alien body, Roger is all the more hilarious whenever he gains authority. As McFreely, Roger not only rules the Homeowners Association, but also dominates the dance floor. Number 5. Ricky Spanish.
It's Ricky Spanish! Get him!
Roger walks a fine line between being a sociopath and a psychopath, but he's a saint compared to his most hated persona, Ricky Spanish. The most despised man in Langley Falls, Ricky is Roger at his worst, which is saying a lot.
Damn, I look good in this. Tilda Swinton good.
Ricky's so infamous that his name can't be said without being followed by an ominous whisper and a brief glimpse at his sinful deeds.
Ricky Spanish.
Steve makes it his mission to prove that even a soul as reprehensible as Ricky can find redemption. Staying true to his character, Roger teaches Steve that not every caterpillar was meant to become a beautiful butterfly.
All part of the plan, you dope!
Number 4. Laura Vanderbooben.
Probably shouldn't have farted before I started that walk.
Sexual harassment is no laughing matter, but Laura Vanderbooben puts an outrageous spin on this serious issue. Learning that a woman received a $1 million settlement for being harassed at work, Roger thinks he can make a fortune by playing a sexually explicit character without an ounce of subtlety. Trouble is, no one's interested in Laura's boobs and booty. Her voice isn't exactly a turn-on either.
Hey, boys! Laura Vanderbooben's the name.
Taking matters into his own hands, Roger creates another character to make unwanted advances towards Laura. This results in the company giving Laura a settlement, but it's only for $90,000 since she's not deemed pretty enough.
I know, respectable, right?
Number 3. Braff Saqlain, also known as the Leg Man.
My name is Braff Saqlain. I was an international race car driver.
Inspired by retro buddy cop shows, Steve and Roger decide to become a detective duo. Roger becomes Braff Saqlain, a man with a hysterically inconsistent backstory. While it's debated which one of them will get to use the wheelchair gimmick, they ultimately agree that Steve should be Wheels and Roger shall be the Leg Man.
Congratulations, you cracked the case. Wheels.
From there, these two sleuths become recurring personas who crack an assortment of cases. Of course, in true Roger fashion, he's usually the criminal mastermind behind every mystery. Who says you can't play both the cop and the robber?
Stop it, Wheels. Stop it, Wheels. Stop it, Wheels' father!
Number 2. Tearjerker.
Goodbye, Professor. I'll weep for you.
We've seen Roger act as both an anti-hero and antagonist, fighting for something petty either way. As Tearjerker, we get to see what would happen if Roger was a diabolical villain bent on world domination. He's everything one could want in a James Bond baddie, charismatic, colorful, and complete with a complicated plan.
Tearjerker, you can't do this, you'll kill millions!
Correction, millions and 2.
As his name suggests, Tearjerker's plot involves making the whole world cry themselves to death. How? With a Holocaust movie that has the most blatant awards bait title imaginable, Oscar Gold, which naturally stars Tearjerker as the mentally challenged titular character. His plans may be thwarted, but Tearjerker would return.
Ha 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 ha. I'll never help you.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
So, down the gauntlet has been laid. Laid.
How dare you claim to be one of the greatest men ever to walk this earth? I know who Chex Limino is, and you're not him.
That's because you're not seeing me in my outfit. Recognize me now? Sorry I'm late. I was in IKEA and I couldn't figure out how to leave.
Number 1. Kevin Bacon.
Well, screw you, I'm Kevin Bacon.
Roger's costumes typically have one glaring problem. They don't have noses. Feeling insecure, Roger starts wearing a fake nose modeled after Kevin Bacon's. The disguise works too well, as people mistake Roger for the real deal. Roger exploits this situation to get free stuff, treat other people like dirt, and to cut footloose in a glorious homage to Bacon's career-defining role. After alienating almost everyone, Roger abandons his Bacon persona.
And the worst part is, it almost cost me my friends.
But it turns out that Roger had no choice though, because he got into a hit-and-run accident. Roger was so convincing in this role that not even the real Bacon could tell the difference.
I didn't think I did it, but it's clearly me on the tape.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.